Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yorkie Man here. Welcome back to another episode of this Football Manager 2021 saviour with Man City. And as you can see, it's been a little bit traffic-like since we was last with you. It's been a bit up and down. If you didn't see the last episode with a double live com, go check it out. But we're going to kick this one off by going through the games. You've got a double live com again today. We're going to take on Liverpool and Tottenham. So Tottenham again in a live com. And they will be the last live com. And this time it will be at home. And Liverpool is away at Anfield. And as you can see here, away has become a bit of an issue for us. We lost to Fulham 1-0 away. Again, a game we dominated, just couldn't do anything. They scored a goal from a set piece, which was frustrating. We then at home beat Zenit 3-1 to top the group. Memphis Depay with a triple header. Fantastic. We scored, they scored. It was a screamer from Wendell, to be fair. Then played against Newcastle away. There's a theme with the away situation, and we lost 2-1. It's just ridiculous. We went a goal up, and then they had two breakaway goals. You know my feelings on Alan St. Maximin. The guy is a beast. If he gets away on a break, you're done for. Callum Wilson, same situation. Got through on a break. They scored 2-1, very frustrating. Then played against Chelsea in the quarterfinal of the Carabao, and at some stage, something has to give, and we lost 3-1 to Chelsea, unfortunately for us. Mason Mount scored, then Ramos scored, so I thought we're straight back in the game. We've got an opportunity here. Then Timo Werner scored, pretty much straight after that, and then he scored again in the 75th as we was chasing the game. Ederson made two mistakes. Both Werner goals were Ederson mistakes. He got 6.1. We're looking at a new goalkeeper. He's been frustrating me of recent times. If we look at this month in general, he got a 6 against Fulham, 6.7 against Zenit, 6.4 against Newcastle, 6.1 there against Chelsea. Not good enough. We then took on Leicester, beat them 2-0, and I don't know if it's the away situation or if it was the formation that we were playing was very attacking. Great to play at home, maybe not so great to play away against certain sides. This is something I'm starting to work on. We played against Leicester, beat them 2-0 as you saw there. Brighton 1-1 at home. Very frustrating game, to be honest with you. Lewis Dunk again, set pieces being the thing that undoes us so often. Also, if you're thinking, why is the camera a bit different? I brought my other screen while live streaming with the Brighton network save. Extremely frustrating. I don't like Brighton anymore. Sorry all you Brighton fans, but I don't like Brighton anymore. So we're waiting for a new monitor, so the webcam's moved, and it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird getting that situated, but it's all good. We then played against Norwich, and you'll notice here we've gone 4-4-2. I went 4-4-2 because I thought maybe if the wingers aren't as advanced, we'll be better defensively. In theory, that's going to be tested today, definitely against Liverpool away, which is going to be the issue. We beat Norwich 4-0, which was nice. Raheem Sterling with 2, Laporte with 2 as well from our own set pieces. And then we played against Aldershot, rotated the squad a little bit. Badej scored, and Erling Haaland scored. But we do have 2 important games today. Now, we drew Barcelona. If you don't follow me on Twitter, do. I did post on there who I got. I've got Barcelona in the Champions League knockout round. It's going to be very difficult. I'm not looking forward to it. A very difficult side to get, considering we finished top of the group. Finishing top of the group is supposed to give you an easier draw, I believe, but not for us, not this time out anyway. So we'll take on Liverpool and Tottenham now. I'll brief you on the tactic. So this is the tactic, basically very similar to what we were playing before, just a little bit less advanced. And I don't know if this is going to work. I feel away from home, though, this could be the way forward for us. Now, yes, I am using this Man City save to try a few different bits out, and I've got such a good squad that it feels like I can do that, but I'm still finding frustrations here and there. The Premiership is a difficult league to be trying stuff out, trust me. And we're now 5th in the Premier League, which is, I don't know, it's frustrating, but if you look how tight the Premier League is, that's 4 points off top. So, you know, in reality, and we've got a game in hand, but unfortunately, one of those games in hand is against Liverpool. So we'll see what happens in this one today. I'm hoping for a decent result. This has been working so far, as you've seen, but we've only tried it in 3 games. I'm yet to see any results against a bigger side. Right, so this will be the squad for this one, boys. We've got Diaz and Ramos. They're both playing stopper. The idea is they stop the attack coming through. They win the ball back, and then we can pump it forward. That's kind of the idea with it. That's kind of the idea with this tactic. Now, I'm still in 2 minds whether we're going to keep playing this. I should probably go back to something a little bit more conventionally Man City, but I'm actually really enjoying seeing what results we can gross with this tactic. And I'm enjoying seeing how the team plays, and I'm enjoying experimenting, to be honest with you. I'm having a good time. So a very strong side for us today. Aguero and Haaland up top. Hopefully against Liverpool, that'll be enough. Now, last time out, Liverpool beat us 3-2 after we were 2-1 up. So I'm not going to be expecting if we do go ahead, we are ahead in the game, in the tie, that's it. I'm really not, because We found out last time the hard way. We owe Liverpool. That's always a good one. Go on, boys. Be motivated. We found out the hard way last time, didn't we? So I'm expecting fully that is that again. I am going to be using 2D for both games in this one, just because of the screen I'm on is it's not cracking. I've got to be honest with you. I don't think it's as good as the monitor in terms of like its refresh rate, or just maybe even just clearness. It doesn't feel as good as Virgil van Dijk's there in the box. I'm going to focus down the wings for this one as well. I feel like that's where we'll be able to beat them out. And I'm going to demand a little bit more. Do you know what I might do? Not have low tempo. I think we've got good enough passes of the football not to play low tempo. So we're not going to have it for today's game. But we'll see what happens. I'm intrigued to see what goes on. As I can tell here, early doors, what we're doing isn't working. So we're going to mix it up just a little bit. I'm still in two minds about this 4-4-2. I do feel like it will work. I really do feel like it will work. We've just got to find our rhythm with it. It's worked in patches so far this season. So I have every faith that it will work at some stage for us again. It wants us to work ball into box. Let's try that out, because at this moment in time, we're not really creating any chances that are yielding any success for us. In fact, nobody is at this stage. Nobody's doing anything as Ferran Torres picks up an injury. That's not ideal for us. We're going to bring on Tete, who's, he's not played much football this year, but we'll bring him on. We'll see how he gets on in this one, and that'll be half-time. He's come on just before half-time. Ruben Dias having a tremendously bad game so far. Go out there and give them the fans their money's worth. Dias, do you know what? With Ruben Dias, it's a really interesting one. He's not been very good for us. Like, when I look at Ruben Dias and I look at his attributes, I think this guy's a beast, but he's not done it for us at any stage. He's actually been really bad for us and very inconsistent, which is extremely frustrating. Now, we're going to go back to defend. I'm going to take off the idea of stopper since we're playing out from the back now and see what that does for us. I'm also going to drop Sergio Aguero now to support. See if we can just maybe get him on the ball a little bit more. But at this stage of the game, I would be happy with this result. If I'm being 100% honest with you with the way things have been going, I would be happy with this result. Although Liverpool are going to have a throw in here. Ruben Dias will clear it now to Erling Haaland. And that is not a great sign if Erling Haaland there is injured. That's really not a good sign. I've stuck with the two playmakers for now, as Aguero does find Haaland. Are we going to get a good opportunity here? Haaland is goal! 15 of the season, and Erling Haaland is a beast. I'm not going to lie about that. Erling Haaland is just one of those players that is a pleasure to use on this year's FM. I suppose, as expected, you'd expect Erling Haaland to be one of the best players on the game, and he just really is enjoyable to use, and he's just proved yet again how enjoyable he is to use from time to time. And we're going to maybe drop down to balance now, although a second goal here would be very nice for us. Phil Foden will pick the ball up, De Bruyne, Foden. Now, we're still playing with that double playmaker mindset. Memphis. Oh, Theo Hernandez. Oh, that's interesting. Kyle Walker, Foden. Nice intertwining play. Haaland. Oh, Alisson's done really well there. Now, we're still playing with double playmaker. For me, it works. I don't know how other people feel about it, but with the calibre of players we've got, for me, it works. But we can now bring in Sandro Tonali for Phil Foden and not play double playmaker. We could drop him down to be I don't really like box-to-box, so we'll just go central midfielder on defend, and maybe it'll give us a little bit more of a foothold in the game. As you can see, though, Ruben Dias still on a 6.4. Really frustrating to see him doing so badly for us. I don't understand what it is. He doesn't play well for us. No matter what I do, Laporte and Ramos have been a way better partnership, as Kyle Walker does fantastically there. Perfectly timed tackle there on Bobby Firmino. We still have the issue in this one that it is not game over yet. It is definitely not game over yet. And I have to worry about that as we wind the game down, that Liverpool will still cause us a lot of issues and are still a massive threat in this game. As Jones brings the ball forward now. I'd love if we could win it back, as Ruben Dias does just that. Tete's not played much, so my expectation of him in this game has to be pretty low, as Aguero finds Haaland to win the game. Erling Haaland doesn't manage it, and that is frustrating. We are looking at a couple of transfers as well. I'll show you them after this game. Although I do believe Erling Haaland here probably should have cemented us with a victory here against Liverpool, and he's not, as Memphis Depay jumps on that. What can Memphis do with this now? Memphis will find Tete Aguero. He's offside, isn't he? I knew he was offside instantly. That definitely would have cemented the result. We've been far better than them here, which is nice to see. Some of the tweaks and changes seem to have worked with this tactic. We might look at them after this match and see if they make more sense. I have noticed of recent note that we haven't been creating as many chances, so maybe work ball into box could be a smart decision. We will bring on Laporte now, and I'm just so tempted to keep Erling Haaland on the pitch because I don't really have a striker on the bench. We would be dropping to another midfielder if we brought him off. I'm not sure that that's ideal. De Bruyne now with a free kick. Can't find anyone, and Alisson's going to boot this ball out. You know it's going to be a good delivery to Gini Wijnaldum, who gets past Walker, and this will be 1-1, surely. Oh, he's put it wide. He's put it wide. I don't know how he's managed that. Well, maybe a little bit of luck there for us with Gini Wijnaldum putting that wide, and it looks like we will see it out to the end of the match, and that'll be a great win for us there against Liverpool. Right, boys, time for the Spurs game, but we've made 2 signings. We've made 2. We're working on letting more go. And we've also got another one coming in, I believe. But we made 2, and that's all that matters for now. So the first of the new signings is a brand new young goalkeeper and a wonder kid on this year's game in Ilan Meslier, the Leeds United goalkeeper, obviously being a Leeds fan. I'm not happy with Edison. I thought we need a new goalkeeper. We need a younger goalkeeper. And I really wanted to try him out. And this is probably going to be the only opportunity I get to use him on this year's FM. So we signed him. And I think I'm going to let Edison go. I haven't decided yet, but he's wanted by PSG. Highly tipped to leave, and I think maybe it's time that Edison leaves the club. Now, don't get me wrong, the man is a very good goalkeeper, but I think he's been replaced. I think he's been replaced, and it's time to move on from him. But the next transfer, the board were really unhappy that I hadn't signed any high-profile players. I was thinking in my head, what players I'd like to use in this save? I've got a load of money. That doesn't often happen to me. Who should I potentially go in for? Who might actually bring in some revenue as well in shirt sales? Well, we decided to go for Son, a player who I absolutely adore. I think he's an unbelievable player. He's fantastic on this year's game. He can play left and right wing for us and up top. And yeah, it's Son. He's Son. He's a beast. You can clearly see he's a beast. I'm just really excited to use him. We sold a load of shirts by signing him, especially over there in Korea, and yeah, happy days. Son has joined Manchester City and will probably be starting against his old club in the next game. Right, so Son will come in for his first game, but we may need to look for another striker as we are making a bit of a change here in January, which I wouldn't normally suggest, but I think at this stage, with the money we've got and the players we've got, I need to move some of the old guard out and bring some new guys in. An issue being we probably do need another striker. Haaland will play today because Badej is away on international, and until we get him back from the African Cup of Nations, it's a bit of a struggle. We could start Depay actually and bring Haaland on, that's exactly what we'll do, but I'm thinking in my head, we play Depay there and maybe Son up top. I think Son's pretty comfortable as an advanced forward, so Son will start up top, Depay on the left. And yeah, that's what we're going to go with. I'm going to actually play Laporte instead of Diaz. You already know my feelings about Diaz is just so mixed. Laporte is so much more consistent. And I don't know why Diaz doesn't play better, but unfortunately, he doesn't. And Meslier will be our new number 1 and be starting today as we probably do look to move Edison on. I'm still 50-50 on whether that's the right move or whether we should keep him around for this season. But I don't know. I'm thinking maybe this year is probably our year to do stuff like that. With favourites, we should be winning comfortably. I'm also going to speak to Kevin De Bruyne and just say there's no pressure on you tonight, and it didn't stop him from being nervous. Never mind. But yeah, I'm thinking in my brain, my big brain of mine, that this could be the time where we really refresh this Manchester City squad. Probably the wrong choice halfway through the season when we're still in the Champions League. But with Barcelona in the Champions League and the situation we find ourselves in, I think this is probably the best time to do it. And going forward in the future, we could see a bit of a different Manchester City style squad that wins games. Tonali now, Aguero, Son against his old club. Son within the first 13 minutes against his old club, Tottenham here on the counter-attack. Oh, I feel so bad for Spurs. I feel bad for Spurs because we've taken arguably one of their best forward-thinking players, and he's gone and scored against them instantly with a beautiful finish. He cost 106 million, if you were wondering. Meslier cost about 60 million. He's not cheap on this year's game. I'm assuming that's the Wonder Kid tag that he has, which makes him so expensive. Now, we know against Spurs they can score with not many chances, so another goal would be nice as Aguero will whip that in towards Son. Memphis Depay, Sterling surely makes it 2-0, and this is exactly what we needed from the boys, and we need to get a little bit more fluid now. And it's hard, I've found, and I must admit this, and people will be like, it's hard at Man City. It's hard in the sense that when you don't have a lot of money, you kind of have clear targets and you have clearly players that are much better in your squad. With Man City, you've got so much money, so many great players. It's like, I don't know what my starting 11 is. I don't know who the best players are. And in terms of that's a good headache to have, but it could be a bit frustrating as Ramos nearly makes it 3-0. It could be a little bit frustrating in a sense. So I'm kind of trying to enjoy having all this cash because the next save after this, we won't. Now, I haven't actually determined what the next save should be. In my head, I'm thinking, why don't we just do a load of shorter length saves this year and see how that works on FM? Because I think for viewer retention, that might be better. Now, I'm doing rebuilds as well. The Burnley rebuild is coming. I keep saying that, and I do apologise with the issue with the screen. Like an idiot, that would have already been up. That's probably likely to go up on Thursday when this goes up, or on Friday. So it's the situation we find ourselves in. I'm an idiot. I threw a pen at my table, it bounced up and just pinpointingly hit the area that you don't want it to hit your screen. And unfortunately for me, the screen was then broken to the point of non-use, really. So recording these videos is a bit weird. I can't actually see what's happening on the other side, but it is what it is. We're playing all right, and that's what matters, really. So yeah, that's the situation. But I'm thinking maybe more of those shorter length 5-season top kind of saves might be what works well on the channel, as well as the odd rebuild here and there. I'm looking forward to the Burnley one. De Bruyne there wins that. Son, I like the live comms. Sterling, he's got to make it. He's got to make it free. I like the live comms, which makes me think I should do a proper series like this and not just rebuilds, because there won't be live comms in the rebuild. It'll just be a structure of me showing you what the hell happened in a full season. But anyway, we're playing fantastically well here with Man City. The tweaks to the tactics seem to be working and fitting us a little bit better. And I'm enjoying 4-4-2, I'm not going to lie. I didn't think we'd play 4-4-2 at any stage, and then just toying around with stuff as Aguero makes it free. Just toying around with different stuff, I've fallen in love with playing 4-4-2 at the moment. Couldn't get it to work really last year. I think we had it work towards the end of the game cycle with FC20, I believe. But it's working really well with Man City at the moment. So yeah, fingers crossed though. I did have a little bit of a blip, and we play Fulham next. So watch this space. We'll play really well in these two games and then go and play Fulham. I am actually going to play Jose Gaya there as a... Well, actually, no, we'll play him as a winger. I think that's probably the only change for tiredness. Now, we didn't build for a 4-4-2, if I'm being honest with you, so tweaks need to be made in transfer windows for the 4-4-2 to be more viable. Tonali now, Cancelo's got to score that. Tweaks need to be made to make sure that the 4-4-2 is more viable, that's for sure. I know that, I'm well aware we didn't build for this, and players will be sold and players will come in that make sense for this formation. But Son, I'm happy to play up top. Depay can play up top as well. So we do actually have wingers that are great players up top as well. So I like the versatility of the squad. And let's be honest, if Aguero and Haaland are fit, and Badgie's been playing fantastically as well for the club this year, they're going to be the players that I play up top as Son gets to that. De Bruyne, Gaya, De Bruyne, Teo, we're playing very well. Gaya's going to pick that up. He's not bad at crossing. Son is in there. What'll happen here? Is it going to be a corner? They're making a sub. Ryan Sessegnon coming on. Interestingly, for Dele Alli. Yeah, let's bring on Bernardo Silva. That's not a bad sub, is it? When you can sub off Raheem Sterling for Bernardo Silva, you know you're all right. You know you're all right. Spurs yet to have a shot in this game. Marcelo Bielsa will not be happy. And we signed him just before this game. So we've weakened Spurs massively. You could say that it was a great piece of tactical idea for me, but we've weakened Spurs massively before coming up against them. Now, I'm intrigued to see here because they brought on Sanchez up top. Now, why doesn't it show me that? I need to look at Spurs here. Was that Alexis Sanchez that Spurs brought on? No, so apparently they went and put Davinson Sanchez up top. So some interesting tactical stuff there from Bielsa. But you'll see, if you look at the squad, it's far weaker than the squad they had before, which is probably the biggest issue. And obviously for them, Riyad Mahrez couldn't play against us today. They are interested in Rodri, and I'm interested in letting them have Rodri. So maybe that'll be a transfer that we make. And me and Spurs can actually have a healthy relationship, just like me and Bielsa in real life have. And we can interchange players. That'd be lovely. I'd be more than happy with that. And they can take Rodri. We've taken Son. Easy. A very even exchange. Right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for this episode. It leaves us sat in fourth. And fourth seems ridiculous, but look how tight it is up there. We actually have a game in hand over Arsenal, but not over Chelsea, and Man United have 2 games in hand. So it's very tight up there. Any team could finish top between this top 4, and there's some great sides in there. We're still going to keep working over this transfer window now to get stuff done. The next time I see you probably will be Barcelona. I think that makes sense. We'll do Barcelona in another game, see how we get on in the first leg. I hope you're enjoying double live comms. I think the first one went up the other day. I don't know. Anyway, guys, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.